Good morning, everyone. It's Anthony again from the Center for Health and Healing. I'm glad you could join me again for another class. Today, this is for my hot yoga students. I know it's kind of hard to duplicate the practice at home without the heat, but I thought today we would do a version of the practice, put a little spin on it, and to try and develop the heat through a little bit of movement before each posture. So we'll get started. You'll need, obviously, your mat and one block. And I will get the music together. I just want to preface the class by saying I don't own the rights to any music, so just sit back and enjoy it, and thank all of the artists for providing us with this wonderful music. And we'll begin, and I just want to let you know that this video will be in two parts. The first part will be the standing series, and the second part will be the floor series, just in the interest of time and the interest of getting it uploaded to the website without any problems. So we'll come to a standing position the way we normally start, coming to mountain pose. So bringing the feet together or about hips distance apart, whichever is comfortable for you. Lift all 10 toes off the mat, spread them out in the air, and then press them down, pinky toe to big toe. Press into the ball of the big toe mound, ball of the pinky toe mound, and press down into the center of the heel as if you're pressing a triangle into the floor. As you press, feel the shins come together, feel the quads pull the kneecaps to the hips. Glutes are squeezed. We're going to tuck the pelvis slightly and engage your core. So belly button to the spine. Inhale the shoulders slightly up to the ears. Actively pull them back. Shoulder blades come together, and then set the shoulders down into their pockets so the chest spreads and the breath has a place to go. Open the palms toward the front of the room. Eyes of the elbows face forward. Chin is parallel to the mat. And just take a few moments here to connect with the earth, to connect with yourself, to connect with your breath. Feeling every sensation in the body, feeling solid, feeling strong, feeling rooted. Feeling just like the mountain, majestic, imposing on the horizon. No matter what happens, rain, storms, snow, avalanche, the mountain is still there. So try and take that attitude with you into your practice. You're trying to become the mountain in every posture. Leaving outside of the room that you're practicing in everything that's going on that might disturb you, that might distract you, and focusing on your body and your mind, focusing on every sensation that's going on internally, whether it's a physical sensation or a mental sensation. Trying to find equanimity, calm, and focus in each posture. Good. We're going to come and begin with our angel breathing. So interlace the fingers, cross at the thumbs, press the knuckles into the chin, into the knuckles. Thumbs are pressed against your throat. Wrist, elbows, forearms come together, shoulders are down. Take a big inhale, open your elbows toward the sky like a pair of angel's wings. Pull the breath up underneath the collarbone. Feel the rib cage lengthen on each side. Drop the head and neck, and then exhale. Audibly with a sigh, bringing the arms together. Coming back to center. Inhale. Bring it up for a count of 6. And then exhale long for a count of 6. Make your exhale audible again. Inhale. You might feel the heat starting to build already. Inhale, draw the elbows up to the sky, forearms to the cheeks, rib cage lengthens like a curtain lifting. Exhale, belly button to the spine. Squeezing out any stale air that's not serving you. 2 more. Remember, the back is not bending on the exhale, just dropping the head and neck. Good. Come back to center. Come back to your mountain pose. Close the eyes and just feel the echo effect of the breath in your body. Feel the space that you've created. Feel the heat that you've started to build. Let that propel you through the practice. Good. So in this little twist on the traditional hot yoga class, we're going to precede each posture, each sequence of postures with some movement that'll help us build heat and maybe get deeper into the posture. So inhale the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, steeple the pointer fingers, bring the biceps behind the ears. You want spears to the ears, so long through the elbows. Press down into the feet, hinge at the hips, and tick-tock from side to side. This particular posture has a movement associated with it, so we'll use that. So you're hinging at the hips, so really drive those hips to the side as if you were a hula dancer. Good. Keeping the feet rooted, equal weight in both feet, pressing into that triangle. Legs are engaged. Chin is off the chest. Loosening up the spine. Wiggling it back into alignment. Good. One more time to the right. One more time to the left. Good. Come on back to center. Now before we get into the final posture, we're going to prepare for several others. So while you have the arms overhead, take an inhale. Push the hips forward. Push the chest toward the sky. Slight back bend. Exhale. Reverse swan dive it down. Coming into a forward fold. Bringing your forehead to your knees. Engage the legs. Inhale up for a half lift. Back is flat. Core is engaged. Thighs are squeezed. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale it up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Take an inhale, drop, bend the knees, come into a chair with the arms out. And then spiral the arms up, come into a back bend. Push the chest up, push the hips forward. Exhale, reverse swan dive it down, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, fold. Squat down into a chair. One more time. Inhale it up for a back bend. Exhale, reverse swan dive it down. Coming into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. So squeeze your thighs together as if you're pushing your heart out toward the front of the room. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Spiral the arms. Bend into the knees. Chair pose. Thighs are squeezed. Butt is squeezed. Feet are pressing. And then inhale it up. Re-steeple the fingers. Readjust. Get long and get tall here. So press down to lift up. Into the feet. Pull the kneecaps to the hips. Squeeze your glutes. Point the fingers to the sky. Shoulders are down. Take an inhale. Exhale. Hinge over to the right. Push the hip out to the left. Use your bottom hand to pull your top hand toward the side of the room. Feel the skin and the rib cage come together on the left side. Breathe up the left side of the body. Chin is off the chest. Laser light focused. Find a focal point. I'm looking at a light switch. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale it back up to center. Readjust. Equal weight in both feet. Take an inhale. Exhale. Hinge forward. Push that hip out beyond, just beyond your edge. Don't plow through your edge. Get acquainted with your edge and just slowly, compassionately work your way through it. Use the bottom hand to pull the top hand. Push the hips out. Keep the legs engaged. Keep your gaze open, breath flowing. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come on back to center. I'm going to adjust my position here. coming into the back bend. Now, if it's too much to have your arms overhead, place them at your low back. All back bends require strength in the legs. So remember to keep pressing into your feet, pushing your hips forward. Try not to bend the knees. Inhale the arms overhead. And then exhale, drop. Push the hips forward. Push the chest up. Keep the arms long. Drop the head and neck. Don't be afraid to fall. You won't fall. Weight shifts to the heels. Breathe. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come on back. Now we're going to hinge forward to the flat back. Remember, we just did it a few seconds ago. Squeeze the legs. Drive the hips back. Reach the arms forward. Core is engaged. And then exhale. Hands by the hips. Just pedal into the knee. Hands by the feet, excuse me. Good. So hands to feet pose. Bend into your knees as much as you need to. Keep contact with your torso and your thighs. Wrap your forearms around your calves and either grab your ankles or place the fingertips underneath the heels. Eyes of the elbows face forward. Squeeze your arms together. Good. No tension in the head or neck. Gazing at the knees or the space between them. Take an inhale. On the exhale, pull hard on your feet. Engage the biceps. And see if you can press your hips up and your hamstrings back. Good. Breathe. Keep in contact with the torso and the thigh. Keep pulling hard. Create some self-traction here. Lengthening the low back. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Extend the arms. Press into the feet. Keep the legs engaged. Core is tight. Inhale it up. And then exhale, coming back to mountain pose. Awesome job. Good. So before we come into our awkward series, we're going to work into our calves a little bit. So bring the feet together or about hips distance apart. Hands are on the hips. Take an inhale, lift up onto your toes. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Lift. Drop. Keep the legs engaged. Keep your glutes squeezed.
What do you want to play? What do you want to turn on?
Good. One more. Excellent. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to shift the position of the feet. So we're going to become penguin toed. So heels together, toes face out. Legs are still together. Good. Penguin toed. Lift and lower.
I couldn't understand.
Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. 3 more. Good. Now, same thing, except this time we're going to become pigeon-toed. So big toes point together. Thighs can squeeze together and lift. Lower, lift, lower. Challenging your balance here. Calf strength, strengthen the feet, strengthen the arches. Good. 2 more. Good. Coming back to center. Separate the feet about hips distance apart, getting ready for our awkward series. So hips distance, follow your thigh bones out of your hip bones, through the legs, right in between the big and second toe, or the distance of a block. Good. Arms come out shoulder level, palms face down. Pull the shoulders back. Keep the chest up. Keep the chin up. Take an inhale. On the exhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, and then sit back as if you're sitting into a chair, trying to come parallel to the floor. Driving the hips back, knees are behind the toes, weight is in the heels. You can lift your toes. Keep lifting the chest. Core is tight here, so my belly button is into the spine. My obliques are coming in. My legs are fully engaged. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep the engagement in the legs. Slowly come on up onto your toes. Keeping the arms where they are. Good. Come up high onto your toes. This pose is about how high you can stay, not how low you can go. Squeeze your quads, squeeze your calves, squeeze your glutes. Press into the big toe mounds. We just practiced it. Arms out. Good. Keep the torso straight as if you're sliding down the wall. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop the heels. Last posture in this sequence. So we're going to come to that almost pigeon-toed position again. Big toes turn in, they can come to touch. Squeeze your inner thighs together so tight that you could crack a walnut in between. Arms come out. As you sink, heels will lift. Try and hover over your ankles without dumping your weight onto your calves. Push the knees forward and down. Keep the torso back. Keep the abs squeezed. Keep the fingers firm. Hold. Hold. Breathe. Gaze is open. Breath is flowing for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly come on up and return to your mountain pose. Good. Find your breath. Find your focus. Whenever you do this practice, do not shortchange your mountain pose. That is your reboot period. To reconnect with your breath, reestablish your position, your balance. It's a reminder that life cannot just be go, 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 that there have to be periods of rest and retreat. Good, so our next pose is going to be eagle pose. So let's warm it up. Hands to the hips. We're going to start with our right leg. Take your right leg, cross it over your left, and just come into a squat. So the left knee is going to almost touch. Right knee is at 90 degrees. Bring it back. And then bring it behind. Bring it across. And bring it behind. Bring it across. Loosen up the hip. Strengthen the leg. Whoop. Bring it behind. Good. Now you can do as many of these as you like to where you feel loose and warmed up. We'll do one more to the front. One more to the back. Good. Come back to center. Take an inhale. Bring the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, cross the right arm underneath the left. You can grab your shoulders, the backs of the hands, or full crisscross. Pull the shoulders down, so pull the elbows into the sternum. Bend at the waist, quarter squat. Take a step out with the right foot. Draw it up and around. Good. Once you're there, squeeze everything in toward the midline. Sit up tall. Sink low. Hold for 10, 9, 8. Find your drishti. Lock into it. Let nothing disturb your balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come on out. Inhale the arms overhead. Big breath. Exhale to mountain pose. We're going to move to the other side. So hands on the hips. Take your left foot, cross it over, bend into that right knee. Come on back. Bring it behind. Come on back. Cross it over. Come on back. Good. Front. Back. Good. One more time. Front. back. Good. Coming back to standing. Finding your mountain pose. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale. Crisscross the left underneath the right. Lock the shoulders down. Elbows into the sternum. Send the left foot out, up, and around. Once you're there, the string is around the box, tie the bow. Squeeze everything in toward the midline. Suck in your abs, lift the chest. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come on back. Inhale it up. And take a rest. Breathing in through the nose. Breathe into the heart. Breathe into the throat. Pull the breath up all the way underneath to the collarbone. Pull it through the shoulder blades, through the sides of the body. Good. We're going to move to standing head to knee, but we're going to prep for it first. For this, we'll actually need 2 blocks. Good. So I'll start, position myself this way so everybody can see. Take the blocks, hold them vertically at the top with an overhand grip. Good. Press your left leg into the ground. Squeeze the quad. Now in the final posture, we're going to have the leg locked out, but to prep for it and warm it up, we're going to have a slight bend in the knee because we're going to be moving. So bring your right leg up just as you would start the pose. Keep 90 degrees in that right shin. Take an inhale, exhale, hinge at the hips. Bring your knee back, touch the blocks, looking at your toe. Take an inhale, press into the foot, squeeze the glute and hamstring on the left leg, come on back. Hinge. Good. Come on back. Get acquainted with that left leg. Make those micro adjustments that you need to keep your balance. Strengthen the glute, activate it, wake it up. Good. Touch the blocks. Good. Shake it out. We're going to do that on the right side. So press the right leg down. Make sure the glutes squeeze, the hamstrings are squeezed. That's key to drive you through the movement. Take an inhale, exhale, hinge. Bring that knee to the sky, touch the blocks. Keep the core engaged. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. Lift. Lower. One more time. Lift. Lower. Good. Come back to standing. We're going to place the blocks to the side, and we'll come into full expression of the posture. Whatever that is for you, the posture has 4 parts. Stay in whatever part where you feel you're at today. If you can feel you move further, then do so. But let your wisdom guide how far you go, not your ego. Good. So press the left leg down. So now we're in the full expression. We want the leg locked. So press the foot down, and we lock the leg, not by pushing the knee back, but by squeezing the quad and the glute. That will pull the kneecap to the hip. Draw the right leg up to 90 degrees. Now you can stay here, palms face forward. If you feel like you could stay here for 60 seconds, do that. If you feel that you could, then move all 10 fingers on the sole of the foot. Try not to bring the shin to you. Stay here or extend. Lock out both legs. Toes point toward the face. Push through the heel as if you're trying to make a footprint in the wall. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And slowly lower down. If you find yourself sagging in the standing leg, move back to an earlier progression in the posture, right side. Press the right leg down. Squeeze the quad. Your right leg is planted into the earth like a flagpole. Draw the left knee up. Now this leg is working just as hard, so make sure the left glute is squeezed, toes are flexed. Stay here. If you feel that you have this, exhale, fold. And extend. Lock out both legs. Pull the elbows into the calf. Bring your forehead to knee if you feel that you can go. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Whoop, if you fall out of it, come right back in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, good. Come on back. Shake it out. Coming to mountain pose. And breathe. Good. Our next pose is going to be dancer. So we're just going to prepare for that with a few hops on one leg. So we're going to bend the right knee, reach back. So we're going to turn the palm toward the faces the front of the room so it opens the shoulder externally. Grab a hold of the foot, left hand to left hip, and just take a few hops on your toes. Just to get that leg ready, get it active, let the toes get some sensation. Good. Lower down, switch sides. Grab the outside. Grab the top of the foot, thumb is underneath. Right hand to right hip, and just take a few hops. Hopping on your toes, so feel the balls of the feet touch the floor. The heel may only graze. Good. Come back to standing, shake it out, and we'll prepare for our full expression. That first part is what you do when you're first taking dancing lessons, and the next part is what you do when you're an expert. So ground the left leg into the mat. Keep it nice and straight and strong, almost as if you're forming a goblet with the body and your leg is the stem. Good. Grab the right foot, bring the knees as close together as you can. Left arm comes up by the ear, and then just drive the back knee toward the ceiling, and your upper body will automatically tip. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back. Nice job. So if you may not be able to see me, but I'm trying to position my back foot over the head. If you have a mirror, certainly use it to test your alignment. Good. So right leg grounds down into the mat. Squeeze the kneecap to the hip, so engage the quad. Grab the left leg. Bring your knees as close together as you can. So push this knee back. You can stay here just to find your balance. If you want to go forward, keep the arm overhead and use the drive of the knee to tip your upper body forward. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Get long. Breathe. Open up the chest. Open up the quad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly come on out. Coming out with as much awareness, as much conscious effort as you come into the posture, and breathe. Of course, feel free to stay in the postures for as long as you feel you need to really feel the effects. Good. We're going to come to our warrior 3. And we're going to practice that by doing a few hinges with our leg lifted. So I'm going to turn on a diagonal so you can see. Arms come overhead. Press your left leg down hard into the mat. Lock it out. Extend the right leg out. Lock that out. Now we're going to sweep it back. Try not to let the leg touch. Come into your T position. Bring it through. Bring it back. So that back leg, the moving leg, has to be tight. No sagging or it's going to fall. Keep it lifted. Good. Keep your gaze focused and come to standing. And we'll do that on the right side. So, right leg is planted. Right leg is firm. Right foot as if you're making a footprint into cement. Good. Abs are engaged. You're going to need that to hold the leg up. Feel like your abs are the rigging that's holding all of your lower body into position. Inhale, exhale, hinge. Hinge. Good. One more time. Hinge it back and bring it to standing. Good. Shake it out. And we're going to come to Warrior 3, full expression. So, keep that left leg straight and strong. Coming up onto your back toes, your right toes. Inhale the arms overhead. Steeple the fingers. Lock out the elbows. Good. Engage your legs. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Good. So your legs are like a pair of scissors that are stuck open. Hinge your weight and then peel the back leg off the ground. Point the toes. Send their energy out through your fingertips and your big toe. Hold for 10. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come on back. And we'll switch sides. Good. Good. Coming up onto the back toes. Shift your weight forward. Keep that standing leg straight and strong. And hinge. 8, 7, 6, 5. Try and keep the back hip turned toward the floor. Point the toes. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Coming back to standing. Breathe. Good. Our wide-legged forward fold is next. So you're probably going to want to turn to the long edge of your mat here. I have 2. Good. So to start, separate your feet as wide as they'll go. Move with authority. Take up space. Good. Turn the toes slightly in, heels slightly out, and actively press the feet into the mat. Good. Engage your quads, pull your kneecaps to your hips, squeeze the glutes, press the hamstrings back. Hands come behind the head as if you were doing a sit-up. Take an inhale, keep that engagement, drive the hips back, hinge forward to parallel. I should be able to lay a buffet right on your back. Press into the feet, lift. We're hinging here at the hips, so we're driving the hips back. Press into the feet, drive the hips forward. Hips back, hips forward. Hips back, hips forward. Good. Try not to collapse at the belly. Keep your abs engaged. So belly button to the spine. Shoulder blades come together. Good. 3, 2, one more. Airplane out the arms, and then just drape the body into your wide-legged forward fold. Grab the shins, the ankles, the outside edges of the feet. Pull hard, bend the elbows. Draw your forehead to the ground. Keep the quads engaged, pressing the hamstrings back. Feel the length in the back of the body. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Belly is strong here. Belly button into the spine. 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the feet. Press them into the mat. Airplane out the arms, or bring it back to behind the head. Press into the feet. Inhale up with that hip hinge, flat back. Good. And then come back to standing. Breathe. Good. Nearing the end of our standing practice. Just a few more postures to go. Take 3 nice long deep breaths here, preparing for our triangle pose. Our prep for this will require a block. Good. So with your block, we're going to take that wide stance again. So just as wide as you did on the previous posture. Good. So we're going to start in that wide-legged position. Take the block in your left hand, bring it overhead, bicep behind the ears if you can get it. Right hand is going to come through. So take an inhale. On the exhale, turn the wrists toward the back of the room. Hinge at the hips like we just did. Reach your right hand through. Look up over the left shoulder. Press into the feet. Come on back. Turn the block back to face the front of the room. Good. Turn the wrist, turn the shoulder. Reach through. Look up at the block or the shoulder. Reach the right hand through. Come on back. Twist. Come on back. Be careful not to let the shoulder, you want it to rotate in its socket, but not to move up or down. So keep shoulder secure, but let it take a rotation toward the back of the room. Good. Coming back. Bring the right arm overhead. Same thing. We're going to windmill on this side. So hinge at the hips. Turn the shoulder. Turn the head. Reach the left hand through. Touch the floor. Come on back. If you can't get your left hand all the way to the floor, place another block underneath there. Good. We're done with the block. You can place that behind you. Pivot your right foot to face the side of the room. Knife edge of the back foot presses down hard into the mat as if you're trying to cut a slit into it. Squeeze your left butt cheek, squeeze your right butt cheek. Airplane out the arms. We're just going to take a few lunges here. And after the 5th one, cartwheel it down into your triangle. Front leg at 90 degrees. Quad is squeezed. Hip is rolling open. Glute is squeezed. No weight in that bottom hand. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the core engaged. Feel this oblique tighten up to hold the chest up there. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep squeezing your glutes together. Pressing down hard into the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press down hard into the front foot. Lift. Pivot the toes to the other side. Good. Take a few lunges. Arms come overhead. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Lower. One more lift. And on the exhale, cartwheel it down. So, knee over the ankle, shoulder over shoulder. Press this leg down. Quad is engaged, glute is squeezed. Good. Hold for 10, 9. Try not to dump any weight into this hand. Keep the fingers positioned between the big and second toe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come on back. And then we'll come back to standing at the top of our space. Breathing here. Nice. Good. That pose worked practically every muscle, every joint, every system in the body. Good. Pyramid pose is next. So I'm going to face the side of the room. Separate your feet as if you were coming into pyramid. We're just going to prepare for this by loosening up the hips, doing a few scissor hops. So just hop from front to back. Just 10. Coming back to our pyramid. Both sets of toes are facing the side of the room. Feet are like railroad tracks, not skis, so not on a tightrope. So you don't want your feet sort of in the same line. Keep them separated so you have a strong foundation, a strong base. Good. Squeeze the legs. Inhale the arms overhead. This time we come to prayer, cross at the thumbs. Take an inhale, slight back bend, create some length. Exhale, fold. Now bend into the knee as much as you need to make the connection between your torso and your thigh. You can frame the foot with the hands. You can keep the hands in prayer out in front of you. Once you've made that connection, forehead to knee, then try and bring some length to the right hamstring. Keep the left heel pressing down, the left hip engaged. Tuck the chin to the chest, choke the throat. Good. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Make sure that the hips are square. So bring your right hip back, left hip forward. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we're going to test our core strength here. Extend the arms out, come to prayer. Press into the feet, engage the legs, and then sweep up with a flat back, keeping long, keeping the chest pushing forward, and pivot to the other side. Good. So, hands to the hips. Left leg is forward, right leg is back. We'll just come to some scissor hops from here. Good. Ending with the left foot forward. Inhale the arms overhead. So before we do that, left hip back, right hip forward. Right heel is pressing down hard into the floor. Good. Arms come overhead. Cross at the thumbs. Maybe cross a different way this time. Inhale for a back bend. And then exhale, fold forward. Tuck the chin to the chest, forehead to knee, torso to thigh. Bend as much as you need to. Frame the foot or keep the hands in prayer. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale it up. Good. Coming back to the top of your space. Breathing here, standing tall in mountain pose. Feel free to take a drink, towel off. Good. Our next pose will be our tree pose. So, planting the left foot, planting your roots into the mat. Left leg is straight and strong like a tree trunk. We're going to prep for this by trying opening up a little bit on this right side. So we're going to lift the right leg up almost to like standing head to knee. Left hand to left hip, right hand on right knee. Open the knee out. Bring it back. Send it down, but before you touch, kick it out and bring it down. Good. Inhale it up. Open it out. Bring it in. Lower down. Keep the foot flexed. Keep the leg engaged. Kick it out. Good. One more time. You can do as many of these as you feel comfortable with. In the interest of time, we'll do 3. Good. And then bring your right leg into your version of tree. It can be a kickstand, it can be on the calf, it can be the inner thigh. When you're in your tree, keep the left leg, standing leg, straight and strong. Keep that right knee nudging back toward the side, to the back of the room. Hands come to prayer, and then you can grow your branches, spread your leaves. Keep the core engaged, keep the chest lifted, chin lifted. Find a drishti, a focal point that you will not move from. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. Good. Shake it out. We'll move to the left side. So ground the right leg. Bring the left leg up. Open it out. Try and keep the thigh parallel with the hip. Bring it in. Lower down. Kick it out. Good. Bring it up. Open it out. Bring it in. Lower down. Kick it out. Good. See how much strength you need in that right leg when the left leg is moving. Good. And then the left leg comes into your version of tree. The challenge is to get it there without tapping, but if you can't, go right ahead. Hold your tree. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly bring it down. And one more standing posture, if you so choose, will be our toe stand. So we're going to start to prepare for toe stand. This could actually, you can stop right here before coming into full expression if that's where you are today. But take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. Hands come to prayer, or it's going to take a few one-legged squats. Feel what it's like to balance on that one leg, to squeeze the glute, to press into the foot. Good. After you're done there, we're going to slowly lower down. So you can have blocks next to you to help you into the posture. Blocks on each side. You can have one hand down, bring one hand to prayer. Bring the second hand to prayer. Hold for as long as you can. Whoop. So you can have the hands here. You want your heel into your seat, pressing into the big toe mound. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll slowly come on up and bring it to the other side. Shake it out. Bringing the left ankle to cross. And just take a few squats here, going as low as you can go, but really squeezing the muscles in your leg. Feel the muscles lifting and lowering you. Get that connection, that mind-body connection. Good. We'll just adjust the leg and come down into your toe stand. I'll use the blocks here to demonstrate on this side. So you can have the blocks at whatever height is comfortable and just hold. Taking the arms out of the equation for a second. Feeling the foot, the big toe mound press into the floor. Feeling the glutes squeeze, the quads squeezed. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll press back up. Inhale it up to standing. Good. And as is traditional, we'll make our way to our backs into Shavasana, where you can stay as long as you need to. That concludes part 1 of this little twist on hot yoga. Part 2 will be coming shortly. We will be starting on our backs for the floor series. So I hope you will join me for part 2. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.